All right, let's get everybody up. Let's get this screen up. All right. Let me get everybody pinned, and then we'll start it up. All right. Welcome back to. We changed it to Mad Sports Talk now, with Mason, me, AJ. You got JT and JT Deloach for the D, and then we got Sam. Sam's not here. Sam's at Bible study, so hopefully he's having a good time over there. But man, we got some things to talk about. We got to talk about OSU. Gundy's gone. We got to talk about our AP polls from last week. That's looking great. What else?
Oh, man.
Texas Tech win. Clearly being all Red Raiders, we got to talk about Tech's, I would say, dominant win over Utah. And then whatever else we feel like it. Maybe a little bit of my Cleveland Browns. Called it?
Man.
Hey, I called it.
We also got our overrated and underrated for the new AP poll.
Oh yeah, for the new poll. So
yeah,
we got some things we're gonna touch up on. I think we're gonna try to do this 2 times a week, whether it be Monday or Tuesday, and then we'll do the preview for Friday. But since we don't have a game this week, we'll just preview whatever we want to talk about for college football. So why don't we get started? Y'all want to start with the poll, or y'all want to talk about Gundy first and OSU's collapse?
I said we talk Tech first. You know, I said we rip off the main topic. You know
that's true. I was just thinking with how OSU and their collapse. I think that's the big headline news tonight. But
well, let's lay off OSU because they're not a threat by any means. So we can talk. They can have their own little segment. They deserve it.
Oh yeah, they'll get their own segment. I just wanted to see where we want to start with. But yeah, no, let's start with the Texas Tech win.
Tech Utah, man. I'm kind of just looking at it right now. Will Hammond in one half had more passing yards than Dampier did. But no, utter domination on the defensive side of the ball. It really, honestly, I think Tech could have dropped 50. And I hate to be like that, but we definitely could have. I mean, there was so much momentum on the defensive side of the ball. Honestly, from both teams. Both defenses until about the fourth quarter played really outstanding. To be fair to them, their offense couldn't get anything going, and that was really the difference. And if you look at my big difference in the game, and what really shows to me of how good of a team we are, is the penalties. Utah with only 2 penalties for 10 yards, Tech with 14 for 122. We still were able to get a pretty dominant win with having 122 yards of penalties. And to me, that's really a stat that sticks out to me, that Utah couldn't do anything. And when a team gets over 120, heck, even 100, even 50 penalty yards, you should be able to capitalize. And the fact that they couldn't just shows the strength of our defense, shows our resilience. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. Go ahead, Mason.
No, I was just about to kind of piggyback off you. You know, obviously, a guy that I was very high on going into this game being Devon Dampier, right? I mean, this guy had all the hype in the world, seemed like the next coming of Lamar for Utah. But, I'm just looking at pure stats. I mean, he went 25 of 38 for 162 yards, averaging 4.3 yards a throw. There were a couple throws that I will admit were dropped by some of his receivers and were just flat out just miscommunication. But for a team that was supposed to be completely dominating this game, that was so hyped up going into this, I mean, we're talking about every single picker on College Game Day had Utah beating this Tech team, right? And not to mention, and once again, shout out to Will, came in and balled out, right, with Barron going down with, I think it was a head or neck injury.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is a funny stat. I didn't even realize this. Will Hammond, with his 61 yards rushing on Saturday, was about double what Utah's best rusher had, which was 37 yards, which was Naquiri Rogers. So, yeah, utter domination by Tech. The fact that we had 14 penalties and like you said, JT, 122 penalty yards compared to Utah's 2 penalties for only 10, and they couldn't get more than 10 points in this game. I mean, that's telling as can be. And the biggest thing, and that's not in the first half by Tech was horrendous on the offensive side, right?
Yeah.
Let's not just guys like we completely dominated because we didn't at first. But the one thing that's killed this team over the years is not being able to adjust past the first half, and you just get shredded in the second half. I don't know what it was. Maybe it's Shieldwood, and maybe it's just they're cooking up something at half. But I mean, the tables completely turned in the second half, and it was all Tech. I mean, there was no hope for Utah at this point.
Yeah, no, definitely agreeing with you guys. How many times in Tech history have we ever said the defense looked good and the offense was a problem? I mean, the defense.
Personally,
I mean, I'm not saying the offense was a problem, but I'm just saying along the lines of like the defense went out there and balled out, which they held Utah down to 10. I mean, how many times has the defense done that?
The problem with me with the offense is first road test of the year, we had 9 false starts.
Yeah.
So
I think it was
it was a lot, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and so to me, that's really the factor that played into the offensive production being so low in the first half. Is I think 6 of them came in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
So as a quarterback and as Morton, obviously had nowhere near his best game. Still, I'd give him 1-1 on the interception. I mean, first one, a little underthrown. Second one, you could kind of argue 50-50. There's nothing wrong with the reads that he was making. I think it's hard, especially as a quarterback, when you're trying to go up-tempo like we always do. You keep getting those false start penalties. It's hard to get in a groove in the offense, especially when you have momentum, yet you keep getting backed up and backed up and backed up.
Yeah.
The rushing attack for us was very good. I'm not worried about the offense, and a lot of people, again, like I said, this game could have been much worse. It could have been a 50 bomb from Tech.
100% agree. 100%.
It could have been at least 40. We had that one pass that Carter had the quarter end zone slip through his hand and coils over a slant with a little rub. So that's 41 right there, plus maybe another touchdown early in that game. And then to Utah's credit, they did have a touchdown overruled with the illegal or ineligible player downfield. So maybe if they score that, the game changes. I don't really know. Dampier did throw. Honestly, I thought that thing was getting picked off, and then it just floated into the receiver's hand. And honestly, that's one of the better throws I've seen. Mm-hmm. All credit to Dampier there. He did what he could with our pass rush. I just think there was a lot of people, and I saw comments on Twitter and everything else saying refs screwed Utah. On that first play from Jacoby Williams, there was a block in the back on TC. But I really,
it went both ways.
Yeah,
I think it went both ways.
There was so many blatantly obvious holding calls that were missed on Utah throughout the game.
Yes,
that it would have made it. That would have made it maybe a 60 bomb. I mean, there's so many ifs or buts. There's so many things that people can say. Oh, this should have happened, or this would have happened. What if Morton stayed in? Will Hammond never comes in? Do you think we score? There's all these little things. But ultimately, I think the better team won. I don't think Utah is fraudulent by any means, and a lot of people are saying they are, which happens every year. You lose one game. If we lost a game, everyone would be saying Tech's fraudulent. That's just how it goes. That's how it goes in the Big 12. Big 12 gets disrespected. But I don't think either team is overrated at all. I think Tech at the 12 spot in the AP is perfect. And I think Utah shouldn't have dropped out of the rankings. I think they should be in the 23 range. They still have a lot to prove. They'd be lucky. We'd be lucky if they lost another game this year. Utah is still the real deal. It's just they ran into a brick wall with our front four on defense.
How many teams got dropped out of the top 25 for facing a good offense or a good team? Notre Dame. That's what I'm saying. Look at Notre Dame. They lost the first 2 games.
I disagree with the Auburn one 100%.
I mean, and it's not even getting to the SEC refs and how bad that game was officiated. I mean, the fact that a play that Johnny Manziel did back in 2014 with the Browns, the same exact concept, same exact play, and that came back and was a penalty, yet this play ended up dictating the game.
Also, that one PI in the end zone.
Yes, that was horrid.
But see, and that's the whole thing with college football right now. Officiating is very We were talking about this on Saturday. How do we determine what's a catch now?
I was gonna get into
I
that.
wanted
That's
to
one of
say
the biggest
the
issues.
Reggie,
100%.
Yeah.
the Reggie Virgil one on the sideline. I mean, I know, and we didn't score on that possession. That's the one where we overthrew Carter. What happens there? That I think it was a catch. He had a foot down. I really see. There's so many things now. What, and especially like with possessing the ball all the way to the ground now. I know we're getting off topic, but like, how do we define a catch now if it's going to be so inconsistent?
And you know what's crazy, JT? That same exact scenario, and I'm pretty sure I showed y'all, also happened in the SMU TCU game,
Yeah.
and which is insane to me. The guy's foot is clearly inbounds. There's grass in between the white and his cleat, and I mean, if we're seeing it on TV, how are these $100,000 paid refs and the equipment they have on game days and all of this advanced technology, and you can't see right there, but we can?
Yeah. What
I'm
Well, I
angle
gotta
are
say,
they
y'all
seeing
saw that ref
they're
that quit,
missing?
right?
Yes, that from the Syracuse and what game
Utah,
was it? Yes,
Yeah.
over the fact something got the people upstairs buzzed it down and then a play happened and then they had to retract everything just to correct that call. It's a complete mess and something needs to happen at least. I mean, I don't
Both
know
teams
what,
got one
but
too, because we were talking about how even we felt like Utah got chipped out of a first down.
100%
Oh,
Because-
the
yeah,
spot.
it was the
That one.
fourth down stop.
Yes.
Yeah.
Utah
I think
absolutely
he got
got screwed.
It's
Yeah.
Salt Lake City.
Let's see. I'm trying to pull
He's
it up
watching
right
it
now.
right now too.
He pulled
but
up.
I mean,
I'm
again,
trying to pull it up.
like honestly, props to our defense though. Like he got half a yard. Like that's a good fourth down like stop.
Boom.
If you
Yeah.
like, that's a good play. Our
I
run
don't-
defense was very good.
I think our defense, in my opinion, deserves the credit for this win because if they did not dominate that first half the way they
was
did,
over.
that game would have been over, especially with how good we know Utah's crowd is and how much of a factor that stadium can play. Obviously, didn't phase us besides the early false starts we had, which I don't even know if it was necessarily due to the stadium or it was just miscommunication.
I think
Because
it was stadium. The guys, you
yeah.
could see them. You could see them tapping and all that. Like it was. Howard Sampson had 3 on that left side. And I think the 3
Yeah.
that happened, his back was to the or Morton's side, or his left
Yeah.
side where he was lined up was to the student section. So I mean, it's really Rice Eccles is a tough place. I mean,
it
that's
100% is.
Yeah.
And I agree. And one thing that I kept seeing on Twitter and everything like that too was, why weren't we going to a silent count? Why weren't we, you know what I mean? Because if they can't hear, if they can't hear the snap, they can't hear them clapping, there's no point. All right, here's the clip.
And I
we were
think
talking
that's one that you need to huddle every play.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what we're talking about with
I
Redbird.
mean, all right,
Just pause it when it
please
gets there.
pause it.
Hold on.
Right
There.
there.
That's it.
Is that? Let's see. Is
Go
that the
full.
foot?
Yeah, go full. Yeah.
The bottom of his toes are on the turf. You see the shadow from his cleat.
His cleats are white too.
That's what I'm saying.
Trying. Oh, there you go. Yeah.
That's the perfect frame right there. I see. Again, we ended up not scoring. I think we got a field goal out of it, but still,
we should have had 7 though. I mean,
like that's where you kind of draw a line in college football, and it's like you got to keep the calls consistent. And I'm not saying this. I'm not being biased and saying that this is the only call that needs to be fixed, but like this is just one of many this season that have been a thing.
Let's see.
And I think if you find the fourth down stop that we had, he clearly. It didn't show on the broadcast because the yellow line's inaccurate, but he definitely got it.
Is this it?
I don't know if they'll show it in highlights.
No,
Just
I think
because-
they do.
Oh no,
It was
that's the
early
punch
in the
out.
game. It was early in the game. Yeah, dude, our punches were on point too.
Yeah, no
Yeah, can we
kidding.
talk about the fact we had what was it?
There's
2
another.
fumbles
There's the
and
other one.
back-to-back drives.
Speaking of which,
Yeah.
anybody
Yeah,
else see that he
Jacob.
got Defensive Player of the Week?
Yes, man.
Yeah,
Shout out
yeah.
Jacob Rodriguez.
Yeah. Good
Oh
for him.
man, he looked phenomenal this week. Our whole
I
linebacking
think
crew looked amazing.
the fourth down was on the second drive for them, so it's early in the game.
What's the second drive? I remember it being the first half,
it
but
was,
I wasn't
it
sure
was
when.
the second drive
Yeah.
for them.
Let's see.
If
There's
I'm
our
not mistaken.
touchdown.
I think it's there.
Oh, now I got an ad. Let's Grand Canyon University, guys.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
okay, but I mean,
Oh, I got a second
it's
one.
still
Sorry.
it's still something that just needs to be addressed. I mean, we can't. I mean, games are being dictated on these little errors. Like if this game stayed as close as it was through about 2.5 quarters, and then you had a call like that fourth down call, and then that shifted Utah's way instead of like us being on defense. I mean, it's
They might not have it. I
Yeah,
know it's got to be. I think it's here. It's got to be one of these like closer because maybe they don't have it. Anyway,
yeah.
you could see on replay.
yeah.
He got it. I mean,
Wait, was it this
like
one?
I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, he was short. Like he
Oh, no,
definitely
that's big.
did get it.
All right. Well.
Oh, and I also want to give props to
It's a
Stone.
stone.
I want to give
The-
props to
Colin.
Stone.
Joel
Klatt,
Klatt, what are we
you,
doing?
You really ticked me off.
Oh, man.
And then he posted a video on Instagram yesterday after he says after the game that he considers us a top 10 team, yet he doesn't put us in his top 10. Joe, I really the Stone disrespect needs to stop. That kid's he's got a boot. Like Stone has a boot,
Oh.
and that's just
You're talking about that.
that's
Yeah.
just proof that none of the analysts know anything about us.
Yeah.
Nobody knows anything about
Yeah.
Texas Tech
JT
football.
got so mad when we were watching that game when he said that.
Dude, because like
Understandably though, I mean,
Oh yeah.
because you got to
Stones-
think this is Fox's headline crew, right? These are their two. This is their Tom Brady and who's the other cat that they got with them for NFL on Sundays? Like this is their. I mean, this is their top of the line crew, like their
I
commentators
know. I
they
just
have.
cannot
Yeah.
think of his name right now.
And Joe Klatt's been, in my opinion, I've liked him for a while. I think he's a great commentator. But simply saying, well, this kid, he's going to come up flat short. They need to put somebody back there. He's not going to have the leg for it.
Yeah.
And then he drills it and would have made it probably from about 5 yards back is one of the worst looks you can have as a commentator because it's happened to me before. It's happened to me in my Illinois pick. I mean, I've
I did
blatantly
it
wrong.
in high school.
Stone
You know what
did
I'm
a
saying?
72-yarder in practice.
I think, but it also goes back to me.
Like-
It kind of goes to the Gundy. I'm a man. I'm 40. You're calling a kid out in the middle of him on the stage, and you're saying he's doesn't have the leg for it. It's just a weird thing to do on national
Wild
television.
statement to me.
Yeah, he's like,
Wild
you need a
Also-
guy
also
back
to
there.
me, it's
Oh.
just again back to the part. College game day really ticked me off too. Like it's just proof that no analysts know nothing about us, and they don't take the time to learn anything about Tech football, and it shows.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with it, honestly. I'm fine with us not being the top 10. I know a lot of Tech fans are upset about that, but like, I'm fine with us being 12. Like, I want to keep proving people wrong. We play better as the underdog anyway. It's happened in basketball for the last 6 years, so I don't see what's different now.
Off topic,
Yeah,
you see
no,
the
I
schedule
agree.
got dropped.
Yeah,
Schedule's dropped.
yeah.
Man.
So
Houston
looks
on
like we're
Saturday.
planning trips now for basketball
Yeah.
season.
Houston on a Saturday at home. Possible game day contender.
That's going to be an insane environment. I mean, we thought Houston this past year.
Don't remind me.
Like,
Me
we
and JT camped out for that one.
Yeah, and 30
Man,
degree
y'all
weather.
raised souls, man.
Bro, we
Y'all
both
were-
woke up shivering that day, and then you had the reporter come out.
Dude, I slept for maybe an hour because there were people setting off fireworks at 4 a.m.
Yep. And remember, I tore my hamstring the same day, so
Damn.
like that was just awful.
Yeah. But no, ultimately, just dominant win from Tech. Like I feel like we're fair in our ranking. A lot of people don't.
Yeah.
I think we are. I think we still have stuff to prove.
Yeah.
If we played a flawless game, then I'd say yeah, put us top 10. But we didn't. That's the truth. So, Houston, if we can go into what is it, TDC Stadium or whatever.
T-Deck.
Yeah,
T-Deck
something
you.
like that. If we can, yeah, I think it's like TD. It's something like that. Anyway, if we can go in TEDCU or some TDCU.
Yeah.
I don't know. If we can go in there and we can win by like 3 to 4 touchdowns, solidify another good road win. I'm not saying good road win, but like if we can solidify another road win, then
Yeah.
I think we'll be chilling.
Well,
I also wanted to, like, oh, my bad, AJ. What are you
I was
going
just
to say?
gonna say, why don't we? I think we all hit the points of the Tech game, and think. I mean, what do you want to add anything? I was just gonna move on to the Gundy situation because I think that was the
No.
big news that dropped today.
I was about to, like, transition to that, but I
Okay.
wanted to say one last thing with, like, this Utah game and something that'll really dictate how good of a win this was for us. is Utah going to West Virginia this week, right? Which is crazy because this game I think is on ESPN Plus. It's not going to be really a big game, but if Utah like they complete, which West Virginia is not great this year by any means, but always playing in Morgantown is always a tough challenge to begin with.
Yeah.
So if Utah looks amazing against West Virginia, especially on the road, I feel like that makes our win look just 10 times better, in my opinion, and it'll really solidify the fact that, hey, this is not your granddad and this is not your dad's same old Texas Tech football team, right? I think that's still the attitude a lot of people have towards this program. It's an attitude I'm still trying to get out of, like trying to believe that, hey, this team is a top 10 team, right? And I think, and JT, you pointed it out, going on the road and potentially a undefeated versus undefeated matchup, I mean, you can't ask for much more again to prove and solidify that, hey, we should be Big 12 favorites right now.
Well, I think something else along that Utah and West Virginia game, correct me if I'm wrong, but is that the furthest Big 12 matchup that we can get?
No, it would be did BYU and West Virginia play last year? Isn't BYU
last year?
So BYU is technically further than Utah?
I think UCF could also
UCF to the Utahs.
I don't know, honestly.
Either way, it's going to be a travel game for them. Like
it's not like a
it's no longer the days where you're traveling to TCU and traveling. I mean, clearly we still take those guys on, but it's not with.
Yeah.
I mean, you got UCLA versus like.
What was that? The USC Michigan State game this past weekend, and it kicked off at 11 at
and that's a conference game. Like it's.
I'm not gonna lie, I passed out third quarter, and I'm pretty sure the third quarter started at like 1 a.m., which is insane. I love late night football. Don't get me wrong, but dude, having games go until about 3 a.m. is just.
Think about it. If it's 1 a.m. here, that's 2 a.m. in East Lansing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's 4 a.m. when the game ends.
Yeah.
I mean, I was sick. I crashed instantly.
Yeah. Breaking news today out of the SEC. I don't know if y'all saw it. Mateer's out for 4 weeks with a thumb injury.
Dude, I didn't even know he was injured. I don't remember ever seeing him on like injury reports or anything.
I think it happened yesterday in practice. So I think either Hawkins is going to start for them or my buddy Witt.
So the crazy thing is with Hawkins. And there was something that Brent Venables had said early on, later, kind of towards the end of the offseason. They wanted to redshirt Michael, to preserve that year to keep him because they see him as their future. Yeah. So this is kind of interesting dilemma right now that OU's in because they said he should be back in about 3 weeks, which I'm pretty sure they played Texas in
they
about 3-4 weeks.
They play Kent. I think it's Kent State.
Next week,
bye week, Kent State. Yeah. So we'll see what happens.
It's gonna be interesting.
Or Kent State.
Hawkins they gotta show. Hawkins has to show his arm strength. I know he's a good runner, but Hawkins has to show his arm strength against Kent State. I think if I was Venables, and I'm not just vouching for my boy Witt here.
No bias whatsoever.
I'd play them. I'd play them half and half, and see which one does better. Kind of have a competition for it because I know Witt can sling that thing. And they're two quarterbacks that complement each other that Mateer has a combination of. So it's kind of like, what would you rather have? Would you rather have a firm pocket passer or a guy who's more mobile? And it's really, I'm not saying Witt's not mobile. I mean, he's very mobile. I went to high school with him. So they can't go wrong with their quarterback situation. Everyone's saying OU's done for it. They're not. They still
their defense is winning them games. It's not the offense that's been going berserk.
Yeah.
I mean, let's not act like they didn't just get 10 sacks, a school record against a ranked Auburn team, who in my opinion is still a top 25 team.
Yeah.
I agree with that too.
I mean, that's
a lot of breaking news today too, and the Gundy situation. Yeah, let's get
I was just about to say, since we're talking about the state of Oklahoma, let's go a little bit east.
A lot going on in the state of Oklahoma today.
Yeah.
Man, it's rough. It is rough if you're a cowpoke.
It's crazy to say. Tulsa hadn't beat OU since I think it was
70s,
90 or maybe the 70s. I don't know. Something. The one time they retire the 21-year head coach and Mike Gundy. That's crazy.
So I want to speak a little bit on that because originally OSU was my school. I was supposed to go there So I have a lot of buddies and just friends and family that either went there or live up there. A lot of what people thought was is he was gonna finish out the year. Apparently, the school even gave him that option. Was like, "Hey, we'll let you finish out the year, but we kind of want you to, instead of it being a firing, we wanted to kind of be more on the retiring side, just because out of respect for what he's done to a program. Who I think I saw a stat that was like they've had 15 10-win seasons, and he's responsible for 14 of those.
Yeah,
That
that's
is
correct. Yeah.
insane. And this situation kind of hits home to me because I also saw this with TCU growing up and what Coach Gary Patterson in that situation and how awful they treated that. I mean, they booted him before the Baylor game, which if anybody is from the state of Texas, obviously if you're watching this, you probably are. That's a huge rivalry game, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that they're doing, oh yeah, my bad.
I was gonna say it's the exact same thing for Tech fans. It's the same thing with Leach.
Literally what it stems down to is administration wanting instant change and wanting this and I get it. Trust me, I completely understand. He needed to go. I mean, just because the times are changing, right? Gundy specialized off developing talent, right, rather than just acquiring talent. And the problem is, in today's age of college football, you can't develop a kid that's only going to be there for a year and then he's off to Georgia or he's off to Bama or he's off to OU. You know what I'm saying?
There's basically no such thing as developing anymore.
Exactly. And that's one of the many things that led to it. But also the fact is, his buyout is $15 million. You're telling me the school that couldn't get any type of NIL for their players all of a sudden is so pissed off that they're like, well, screw it. 15 mil, let's get him out of here and let's start fresh. Like, there's been a lot of politics that's going on in OSU's athletic department. And I feel like this is another case of that kind of seeping into why that decision was made.
Hey, AJ, what you got on this? Because I'll give my thoughts after.
It's just crazy to see. Keep in mind, I grew up an NFL guy mostly, so hearing you guys talk about how significant college football was for Gundy, I think it's the same situation we're seeing with Dabo right now. With Dabo not adapting, hating the NIL, and trying to stick to his old ways, and we're seeing how that's going with Clemson, off to their first 1-3 record in forever. And then of course when he comes out, he's like, if Clemson's ready to or tired of winning, they can get rid of me. I got other teams I can coach. I'm like, all right, Dabo, you're proving your point right now. You're not helping it out. So yeah, no, I think if you're not gonna adapt to the college football the way it is right now, you're gonna see yourself out of the league real quick. And just looking it up, they're gonna move their offensive coordinator to be their interim head coach. So, Coach Doug.
Yeah, wait. Doug Meacham. I do want to.
Meacham.
I do want to say.
Doug Meacham's pretty good.
I was about to say real quick, just from being raised in Fort Worth, he was TCU's offensive coordinator during the mid-2010s. He was co-offensive coordinators with Tech legend Sonny Cumbie, current Louisiana Tech head coach.
Mm-hmm.
He had some of the best offenses we've seen in college football history, right?
Yeah, it was
I don't want this to seem like he's some, excuse my language, slapdick coach that's coming in and is just gonna be. I mean, they're just gonna, completely bend over.
It's not a Just Saturday situation.
Yeah, it's not a case of this guy has no type of resume or any type of. I mean, he's done anything because he's been amazing, and he was the wide receiver coach for TCU a few years ago after he came back from Kansas and being their OC.
So are you thinking there's a chance he can become the head coach now?
No.
I was gonna say,
he won't be. He
has no defensive tactics.
Yeah,
he's pure. He's like Cliff Kingsbury when he came here, pure offensive minded.
Okay,
that's probably the perfect way to put it, JT. I applaud that. Another thing I want to say too about this Gundy situation, just because I keep seeing this, OSU just lost 2 of their top commits in the high school ranks today.
Yeah, 4-star running back. Yeah.
Yes. Who also had Tech in one of his top schools.
So he still has 30 remaining offers.
That's what I'm saying. So
yeah,
So I think a big piece of this too is also the culture that Gundy brought to OSU, because you're going to see a lot of cats leave from this. Like, it's not going to be just a Gundy's gone, this thing's going to be resolved. This may be a few years before we see OSU even start competing again in the Big 12.
Yeah, and to add on to that too, I mean, I'm looking at it right now. Gundy was 170-90 at OSU, winning 12 bowl games in 21 years with a Big 12 championship in 2011. Your point on Meacham, I'll never forget when him and Patterson dropped 84 on Tech. So that lives in my head forever.
You want to know the craziest part about that, JT? That was one of my first ever college football games. Was seeing that in person. That was my first ever impression of Tech.
Dude,
yeah,
that was
my first.
That was just a total beatdown. But no, to go on Gundy, he's the reason Oklahoma State has been where they are. Oklahoma State before then, I really, other than Barry Sanders, like, who else can we really talk about from there? Honestly.
So, yeah, and I agree with that. So it's funny because OSU has had a lot of great Hall of Fame coaches. They've had Jimmy Johnson, they had Les Miles, literally right before they hired Mike Gundy. Obviously, they weren't known for their time at OSU. But, I mean, you have a guy who played all 4 years starting quarterback for OSU, came back to Stillwater, was an assistant coach for like 5 years, and then got promoted up to be head. I mean, this guy lives and breathes cowboy football, right? Mm-hmm. So I think that's what makes this really hard is he reminds people a lot, and I don't mean to compare him to the legendary head coach, Bill Snyder for K-State, right? But he's the equivalent of that for Oklahoma State. They were not a good program. Yes, obviously, when they had Thurman Thomas and they had Barry Sanders, they were pretty solid. I mean, besides the Lions and, I mean, the Bills partially, they got the most out of those two guys. But Gundy's solely responsible for the fact that Boone Pickens has all these nice-ass suites. They've got all the resources they do now. I mean, I'll quit rambling. I'll let y'all talk more about it. But
no, just something to add for football as well. Part of this, in my opinion, is I'm trying to think. Who was the receiver that was at OSU? I'm trying to.
You're talking about the 2011 team? Justin Blackman won 2.
Yeah,
he was like. My bad.
There was somebody else. I don't know why I'm.
Dude, they had. I mean, they were like the late 2000s, early 2010 wide receiver U. I mean, you had Des Bryant come out of there.
That's right.
Justin Blackman come out of there. Yeah. I mean, it's absurd the talent he got.
Back to OSU. I think part of this is on the university and the athletic department. I say this solely because, and this is the same for Clemson. The difference, the head coaching thing is the same. They're both traditional coaches, which is why Saban got out. However, Saban was backed by the university and backed by donors. Clemson has the funds from donors to donate to the football department, and they do. They donated to the facility part, and that's it. They gave only for the facility. Meanwhile, at Tech, we get for facility and player development.
Yeah.
So it's a difference, and now Clemson doesn't have any really big name donors like we do, but they have enough passionate fans.
Yeah.
Oklahoma State, after Boone Pickens, I think then he donated $100 million, and they got that new practice. They got that new practice facility, everything, and that's why the stadium's named after him. I mean, it's just who's going to be that guy? Who's going to be that donor to step up for OSU? And it's the same thing with Clemson. Who's going to be that donor to step up with Clemson?
See, it's crazy that we're saying this about college football now. Who's going to be the donor?
Yeah, and I think I don't think this was I think he should have finished out the season, and then they didn't fire him because they would have owed him $15 million. I think now they only owe him 7.6, if I'm correct. I did research on that, which is still a shit ton. But like, he's worth every penny. He really is, and I have nothing wrong with Mike Gundy at all. And he had Tech's number every year. I respect him as a coach. I would have played for him if I could. I mean, it's little things, and I think ultimately when it comes down to it, you just have to look at the University of Oklahoma State as a whole. and be like, where do they spend their most money? They just got that brand new baseball field. Their baseball program is what's carrying athletics right now. Their basketball plays in a historic arena. The basketballs with the new NIL era, see, their basketball is a perfect example. Pre NIL, their basketball was competing. They were ranked in the top 15. Now you go to the NIL era, all these smaller schools who don't have these big name donors, they're just going to be left at the bottom of the pack. And unfortunately, that's Oklahoma State right now. So I don't think it's Gundy's fault by any means. I think it's partially on the school and the athletic department for not putting the funds in the right spot for them to be successful.
I
No,
forgot.
absolutely
We've
agree
got
with you.
Gundy's final walk. Not, but we have one of his final walks as he's walking past us when we were all at the game.
I'm glad like we're mentioning this game last year, their last home game that they had, which we were able to go to, being Tech versus OSU. Um, Being in that stadium, a stadium with that much historical, like just value and history, and how dead that environment felt, and just
That's what
I
I'm
mean, you
saying.
could tell,
Like, that's what
you
I'm
could
talking
tell
about.
from, but what I'm saying this is, if you were administration, after watching that game at home and how they finished off this season against Colorado the following week, why would you sign him to a 4-year extension if you knew that this wasn't going to get any better, right?
That's what I'm saying. Athletics
Not,
kind of screwed him over. It's also too. Why wouldn't you want to assist him? You see the fan engagement so low
well,
for
here's
everything
the
he's
thing.
brought to that university, and yet you choose to do nothing about it.
Well, here's the thing, JT. So they finally, in the offseason, were like, well, damn, I guess NIL is important. So they helped him to an extent. I think it was like 7, 8 million maybe to spend on NIL. But when you compare that to what we just spent on a roster,
Yeah,
that's like the equivalent of getting a group of 5 team now. Like
that's what I'm. Yeah, it's
and
just
they've got some good pieces. They've got Wendell Gregory, one of their edge rushers, who's a dog. Um, did get arrested a few weeks for stealing clothes. Crazy, but he's a really good player. They've got a lot of really good offensive talent and everything. It's just it was too little, too late, right? It was.
yeah.
I mean, they had a max exodus of guys that left in the offseason. Their best defensive tackle is currently the starting D tackle for BYU. One of their starting receivers is now a starting receiver for Ole Miss. I mean, it was too little, too late, and
I don't think
unfortunately,
OSU will recover for the next 10 years at least.
I mean, they pretty much let a legendary head coach go out in the worst way possible, which was making him still do his weekly press conference yesterday,
Yeah,
right? Talking about Baylor and everything like that, and then 12 hours later, we're getting reports that he's already fired and it's over.
yeah. Big,
So
just ultimately big news coming out of the state of Oklahoma today. I say now, AP poll, which I
yes,
have it pulled up and I'm looking at it, and there's something very interesting that I don't think many people pay attention to.
there's a ton. There's a
So
ton.
I'm looking at 1 through 7, right? All but 2 teams in 1 through 7 have a number 1 vote. Georgia and LSU, the number 4 and 5 teams, do not have a number 1 vote. Yet Oregon, the number 6 team, and Oklahoma, the number 7 team, do have 1 vote to be number 1, which I find interesting.
Pulling up all of our stuff from
Also,
the game, by the way.
Also, I very much disagree with Indiana jumping us after that win. I know they destroyed Illinois, but like, you can't move someone. Like, if you're gonna drop Illinois from 9 to unranked and move Indiana up 8 spots, like, are we serious?
Man, that's
I
when
think
Pistol
I
Pete
think it
started
was.
us, by the way. Sorry.
I think a lot of that, JT, was just the fact that a team, despite them, and I'll say it now, I was completely wrong. But the fact that a team was ranked number 9 and they got beat like a dog, like an FCS team, right on the road against in my opinion, a team that's not that intimidating, or I thought. I think that's what made them, and I'm grateful they didn't leap us by a ton. I think it's by a spot, right? It's by a spot or two. I think it's what they
Yeah.
leaped us. I
Illinois
still
still
think
23rd. That's my bad.
no, you're good. No, you're
Yeah.
chilling. But I mean, it still is one of those things where it's like, because then they can look at it and go, well, you only beat Utah by what was it, 20 something points, like
24.
28 points, 24 points. So, and they beat Indiana by what is 50
50
something. So
something,
it's
yeah.
I think that's what played in
I
their
get it.
favor. And
It's just I was never high on Illinois from the start. I know that was your underdog last week, but like
Yeah.
I was never high on Illinois from the start.
yeah,
That one
I
did not
just
age well. All right, hold on.
I
One
wanted I
last
wanted to give them
thing.
the benefit of the doubt. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So
I
One last
think
thing before we move on. I do want to show this clip to the whole world. While we were at the game, Mason decides to be the best fan in the world for Oklahoma State fans.
yes, bro. Yes, I'm so glad you got this, bro.
Wait, wrong clip. Hold on. Hold on. Give me a second.
Technical technical
Wrong clip.
difficulties. He's still figuring stuff out.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I'm still learning the whole OBS,
you know
so
what's
I'm kind of having fun with
crazy.
it.
What's crazy to see is this year so far has reminded me of '08. Other than Texas having the loss, seeing Texas, A&M, OU, TCU, like all in the top. Like this is crazy. I didn't think I'd ever see this again.
no, I agree. I mean, especially at this level, the fact that we do have, yeah, we got UT and A&M top 10. You got us top 15. TCU just snuck into the top 25. Baylor, I don't think they're really on the outskirts anymore. They're kind of
No,
like pushed back
they
a
didn't
little
even get a
bit.
vote. Not a single
Okay,
vote.
yeah, they're in. But see, what's crazy to me is
You know
their
who got a
schedule.
vote though? UNT.
Did they?
What's his face?
Hey,
Eric
I saw
Morris.
him win.
Chad Morris, not Chad Morris, Eric Morris. I'm thinking,
Eric
yeah,
Morris,
wrong
yeah.
Morris. But yeah, no, hey, shout out UNC. They got some dogs, especially some guys that came from Tech. One of their
Eric
starting
Morris is the head
linemen.
coach, bro. Like Eric Morris is a Tech legend.
Yes, bro. I'm happy to see a program that desperately needs
And it's
like
crazy
some
too.
type of life.
UCF, like Big 12 teams on the outside looking in, is Utah, Arizona State, UCF. Like it's not Big 12's looking good this year, so we don't get the credit that we deserve. And I think it's BS. Like I really
I
do.
agree.
I think the Big
100%
12 is the
agree.
most fun league to watch, in my opinion, because anyone can win on any given Saturday. It's not like the SEC where it's so top heavy.
Yeah. All right, you ready? This is the Mason
All
clip.
right, let's see it.
I
Let's
checked
see
it out.
this. Let's see. I don't even think I've seen this. So.
No, you've seen it. I've sent it to you.
Shoot. All right, let's see. Let's see. If it pops up.
Oh, it's popping.
Upcoming for the visitors.
I still don't see it.
Yeah, I unfortunately didn't see anything.
And that's good for a Red Raider! Red down!
Yes, sir.
All right, yeah.
Dude, there was
Did
that
that
man. We had a lady next to us that whole entire game.
Hey,
that
hold on,
just,
JT. I don't think
she
don't
was
think
so-
you're off the list here. I got a video of you. Wait,
I'm sure you do.
give me a second. Give me a second. Let me. I don't know why it did not send me the video. Hold on. Here we go. All right. Just gotta load. Here you go. All for you, JT. JT throwing the tortilla and Boone's picking. I just
How'd you
realized I
do
don't
it?
think you guys are seeing the screen.
No,
Not
we didn't
seeing
see a
anything.
single thing. We
Oops.
did not
I
see
didn't
a
just say,
single thing.
All right, cool. Well, it's on the stream. Everybody on the stream saw it. Here we go. There you
I
go, JT.
hope.
There you go, JT.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Don't show that clip of me. Don't show my face, bro.
That one? You know what? Thumbnail right there. Cool.
No, bro.
Damn,
Hey,
nah,
but
that's
anyway, who y'all got? Who y'all got for your? We got to choose different teams this week, so I can't
Yeah,
choose my Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, unfortunately.
Let's see.
But who's y'all's underdog and who's y'all's overrated for the week?
Let me get the ranking up on my phone. I've been working
Well,
on
shoot,
it
hey, I'll
together, so.
I'll start off the rip. Illinois, get them out. That is my
Crazy
fault.
switch up from last week, bro.
That is
Dude,
crazy.
I've seen enough. The fact that you were number 9 in the freaking country on national television, right? You know, Notre Dame wasn't
And you
even
got
their
the,
prime time
Big
slot
Noon.
on NBC.
You got Big Noon this week too.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know why Big Noon's still going to Champaign for that. Mostly I feel like for
Because you can't
USC,
change it too late now.
but No, I would say for me, most overrated team is Illinois. It showed, right? Being the number 9 team, you get curb stomped, right, by a team that I think eventually won't be in the top 25. I think they've got a great offense, but I think once they finally play a really competent offense, like for example, they play. I don't know if Indiana plays USC. I know we went over their schedule last week, but
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they play Ohio State again. I think they play Michigan, right? Those aren't Illinois. And I think that'll eventually, and JT, me and you both agreed on that they're a team that is also a little bit overrated. But yeah, Illinois, I gave y'all too much grace, and that's my fault. And then I would say my underrated team. Ooh, underrated team. I say Texas Tech.
Oh,
I mean, I would. I'm just saying.
I think
I'm
we're
just.
fairly rated.
I think
I
I would
mean,
say we're about right.
I would say
If the- if- okay, if the
national
offense-
media wise
If the
though.
offense didn't struggle as much as they did, I'd agree with you.
No, and I mean, obviously it's like I mean, they're not underrated completely, but from the sheer fact of how great our defense has been, just completely changed the shape of how Texas Tech is playing football. The fact that we still have one of the best offenses now, and you add alongside that easily a top 10 defense in the country right now. I mean, you could easily make a case for Tech being top 10, top 8 right now, in my opinion, but I'll let y'all.
So I'm gonna start with my underrated. Right now for me it's Ole Miss. I wasn't high on them week 2. I thought Tulane would go in there and make it a close one. And Tulane was one of my group of 5 teams that had a chance. Ole Miss absolutely throttled Tulane. It was not even close. Their quarterback, forgot his name.
Trinidad Childress came
Yeah,
from Ferris State.
that
into
dude,
school.
he's the real deal. And they got a big contest this week versus LSU.
Shout
And-
out Whit Weeks.
Yeah,
Shout out Whit Weeks.
which is crazy the week before.
It was on purpose. It was
I know,
timed.
but I think Ole Miss at least gives LSU a test, and with how struggling LSU offense has been, I think Ole Miss could beat them in a shootout. LSU's defense is insane, but I think Ole Miss has enough defense to complement their offensive firepower, and I think Ole Miss has a chance to upset LSU this weekend and really turn some heads. I don't know if it is at.
It's in Oxford. It's in Oxford.
Oh, then that makes it even better. That might be my super dog pick for the week. But yeah, and then I'd say my overrated. It's tough for me right now.
I'm looking at the 25 right now, and I'm like, I'm kind of content with everybody in there.
I'm not content with some things. I think my overrated is Georgia at the moment. The more I've looked into Georgia, the more I just see less and less production as we've seen over the years from them. I don't think that who is it, Gunner Stockton? Right now,
I
don't think Gunner is going to live up to his hype. Georgia does play.
They play Bama next week.
And it's at
Athens.
Is it
in Bama?
I don't know.
No, it's in Georgia. It's at because they played last year in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, it's in Georgia. It's in Georgia versus Bama.
Then I don't see Bama winning, but I still think.
I don't know. It's a good choice. I mean,
I still think Georgia's a little overrated. I don't see them inside the top 5, let alone the top 7.
Well, I'm looking at Tennessee, and I think Tennessee's a competent team, and they took them to overtime. So
I know. I think Georgia got very lucky that game.
Yeah.
If I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not saying Georgia's a bad team, because they're not. They're going to be a playoff team. I just think from where they're at right now, and how less of credit they're giving Tennessee. If you're going to do that for every other team, then you got to rank Georgia fairly as well. And I think Georgia's just a tad too high at the moment. I'm not saying anything bad about the Dogs, because again, they're going to be playoff contenders.
By the end of the year, they'll have it clicked.
Right. I'm just saying, so far they haven't really impressed me.
Yeah.
They've got kind of the same case. I don't mean to cut you off, AJ. But they've got kind of the same case right now as LSU, where your defense is only going to carry you so far, right?
Yeah.
And like you just mentioned with, talking about Ole Miss versus LSU this weekend, that's a huge trap game for LSU. I mean, Garrett has not looked great against competent defenses. We saw it against Clemson, and look how bad Clemson's turned out, right?
Yeah.
So this will be kind of like their first real test of the year too. So,
AJ, who you got? We got 8 minutes.
I'm still honestly looking, but something I did see was your TCU is ranked 25th in the coaches poll. Not even respected by the media, but they're in the top 25. So Mason, I want to get your thoughts real quick on the TCU.
Yeah, no, for sure. TCU this year, their defense is still very average. I would probably say it's a little below average. If you watch the game, SMU had a field day for the most part whenever Jennings wasn't getting killed from his O-line, giving up, just easy little pass rushes.
Yeah.
TCU's offense is phenomenal. Josh Hoover, in my opinion, should be a Heisman candidate right now. If you look at stats, just solely stats, and then look what he's done against, and obviously UNC, you can't really, no offense, Jake Z, but you can't really say that's a quality opponent.
We've already had this conversation.
Yeah. I mean, and people are still kind of hesitant because it's like, well, who have they played, right?
Yeah.
They got a great opportunity this Friday at Arizona State. I think that's going to be a great game. That's another kind of Big 12 championship dictator game because if you're ASU, you're looking at it like, hey, I can improve to 2-0 and have a really good Big 12 resume. I'm already 2-0 in the Big 12. And then if you're TCU, right, you're kicking off Big 12 play. And Arizona State's a team who I think should still be top 25. The fact that BYU is in over them is insane. But TCU is a team that I don't think they're going to give above probably top 15, but they're a sneaky good team to watch for in the Big 12.
Yeah, I'm looking at the media. Not even one vote for TCU, but yet the coaches put them in 25. So I don't know.
Coaches. Hey, I'm just saying. After seeing that one video with that one chick,
coaches?
Hey, after seeing that one chick that votes for as one of those AP voters, I could care less what the AP poll says and what they think. I mean, in my opinion, because to be honest, the only ones that really matter at the end of the day, which obviously AP still matters because it dictates like 12 weeks of football, but it's, I don't know. CFP's the only one that matters.
Let's choose.
AJ, who's your underdog?
Let's see. Let's see. My overrated, I got to go with, that's ranked, probably Michigan. I'm just going with the Michigan hate.
Ooh, okay.
That's valid.
Close game to Nebraska. Yeah.
Nebraska's not bad though.
Yeah, Nebraska's offense is competent.
They always have like a sneaky good defense.
Michigan always has a defense. I can't go far against them. Of course, Oklahoma had the win over them earlier the year. They had a close matchup against New Mexico week 1 in the Big House. I mean, now, also I won't lie, a little bit of that is the Ohio State rivalry. I can't really find too many guys, but like Bryce Underwood's got 733 yards, so I got to give him credit there, but he's only got 2 touchdowns.
Completion percentage, though.
Yeah, 56 with 2 touchdowns, 1 interception this whole year. He's got more sacks than he has touchdowns.
I still think he's going to be a great player down the road. He's still a true freshman. The kid's barely 18, right? And you got to think his second ever career start was in Norman in a packed house, one of the biggest crowds they've ever had.
That night, too.
Yes. I'm going to give him a lot of crap
Norman at night.
I'm giving him crap because I'm an Ohio State. All right. Ohio State's my second team.
I think Bryce Underwood is the truth, and I think he's going to be a Heisman winner next year if he stays.
And then, but what is the Big Ten known for? They're known for rushing. They've got 6, 3, 3, 1, 1, 1. So 15 total touchdowns on the season, rushing wise. So like when they get into those cold December nights, I'll give them credit there. So like I said, part of it's because I just don't like Michigan and I don't like seeing them ranked. But honestly, if I had to choose a team that I genuinely believe that is overrated, is the team that is collapsing right now, South Carolina.
I mean, they're not even ranked anymore.
I know. That's why I said they're they came into the season as one of the top favorites And Norris was favored to win the Heisman, and now they're just collapsing. They've lost 2 now.
So I'll give you an analysis on that real fast before it ends. The problem is their O-line this year was going to be the problem, and it always has
so
been.
bad.
They lost a bunch of guys to the portal, and I think they lost 2 guys on both sides of the ball to the draft, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe less, I don't know. But O-line was always the issue. Also, if you watch any South Carolina football, Nick Harvard is a great receiver. He's getting doubled almost every play. They'll play like a soft man and switch like it. I can't tell if it's a man or a zone, but there's always ends up he's covered over the top and underneath. So really, offensive production has been shut down because Lenoris can't get more than 2 seconds to throw the ball.
Yeah.
And their defense, I don't think is the issue. I think it's that O-line. If they could figure out something with their O-line, they could turn around and have like an 8-4 year. But I don't see that happening.
And in the SEC.
Yeah, I mean, but that's just like they're kind of like us in the SEC. It's like they're always due for a big year and then never deliver, and they just gotta have that breakthrough year that we're having this year. So
I'm looking at their stats from that game against Mizzou, and Mizzou's a good team. I think they were probably my underrated team. Was Mizzou?
Mizzou's a great team.
Just because I like watching Mizzou, but like rushing wise, they had 2 carries. The lead rusher had 2 carries for 7 yards. The second guy on that game, 3 for 7. Lando Norris had 10 for -28. So they had 22 carries and they went -9 the whole game versus Mizzou. And again, Mizzou's a good, competent team. I'm just hating on South Carolina because they were a team that was favored to win it all, and now they're not win it all, but like be a playoff team, and they've just collapsed. Like I believe they've just.
There's
collapsed.
a lot of issues that I mean, a lot of it's also injuries and just sheer fact of you don't got the same talent that you had a year ago, because a lot of that's either gone or a lot of that's sitting currently on the bench injured. And Lenoris, and I'm glad you mentioned that, JT, watching that Missouri game. Dude was scrambling like 5-10 yards back just to be able to throw the ball out of bounds to make sure he didn't take a sack.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many sacks they had that game.
I hate to, but we got 10 seconds.
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah. So anyway, that closes this first segment for this week, and we will see y'all later in the week.
Yes, sir. Catch y'all.
See ya.